So now in this video, we will discuss what is React lifecycle methods. As we can see, it helps to free up resources from components. Okay, what's that? We'll come to that. What is mounting? Whenever our components get rendered for the first time, we call it mounting, or maybe whenever it gets rendered, we call it mounting. And who rendered this? Okay, that's the virtual DOM. Important lifecycle methods. Yeah, there are some important lifecycle methods that you need to know. Those are component did mount, component did update, component will mount. Now, what is component did mount? Whenever our component get rendered for the first time, we call it component did mount. And that means our virtual DOM render our component for the first time inside browser. Next, component did update. Whenever we update our components, like we make some changes inside our component, we call it component did update. Component will unmount. Component will unmount whenever we are done with that component, we are gonna delete that. So delete the resources that component. Then we call component will unmount because we don't need that component anymore. We are not using it. So these are the main three. There are lots other you can check out. You can see React official documentation for that. And right now I'm going to show you just an image to clear this thing. And if you want, you can find that inside React documentation as well. So let me show you. So this is the image. As you can see, mounting first time, and it's a constructor. It's getting rendered. Then component did mount. Same when we are updating, we are it's getting rendered and component did update. And when we are unmounting, it's just unmounting. So we are rendering both when we are mounting or updating, but when we are unmounting, we are not rendering that component. But to mount and update, we have to render our component. And there are some other components like derived state form props, should component update, get snapshot before update. You can check those out. You can find them inside React official documentation, and to learn more about them, you have to learn React in advance. But just to learn the basic, keep that in mind. But to learn the basic, you have to keep three things in mind: component did mount, component did update, and component will unmount. And we already know what is rendering and constructor. So now let me take you to my code editor, Visual Studio Code, and I'll show you how you can use them. So I'm just going to give you an example. So I will use constructor first. First I'll call super. It's important. Otherwise we are going to get error. Next we will call console.log to show you when it's getting called. And construct. Let's just copy it. And I'll also show you the rendering when it's getting rendered. Console.log. And if I save this and take you to my browser and open up console. So if you can see, it's a constructor. This is the rendering and the component did mount. So basically we use component did mount whenever we want to call a API or want to fetch data from API. And that's how we use lifecycle methods in React. There are lots of other ways and lots of other life cycles as well you can use. For that you can obviously visit official documentation of React. You will find it better, but whenever we learn React in advance, we will discuss this in a better way. So that's it for this video. I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, make sure you are liking this video and let me know in the comments section